We're picking out players who are in the crosshairs for all 32 NFL teams. Now, these are players who are going to be heavily scrutinized heading into the 2012 season. And now we're in the NFC West. Let's start in San Francisco, where you couldn't really decide on one player.
I cheated. I had to pick a whole position. It was the position that prevented them, I think, from going to a Super Bowl, and that was the wide receiver position. Look, it's no secret. That was the spot that lacked playmaking ability. Vernon Davis was kind of left on an island. He was the only guy out there who could make consistent plays. And yet now we don't really know what they have. You know, Mario Manningham comes over as a Super Bowl hero, but is he a consistent performer? You know, you've got Michael Crabtree left over. Can he be that #1 guy they drafted him to be? Randy Moss, big unknown. You know, is he the guy from 2007 who set the touchdown mark, or is he just an also-ran again? A guy who was let go by 2 teams 2 seasons ago and hasn't played in a year. So many questions. A.J. Jenkins, the first-round pick. Alex Smith, in order to have another good season, has to get more consistent production on a game-by-game basis from this spot.
And you said that it's probably the wide receivers that kept the 49ers out of the Super Bowl. It's probably the quarterback play that's kept the Arizona Cardinals out of the playoffs the last few years.
Yeah, and if Kevin Kolb's going to play up to his contract and the pressure is really starting to mount, not just from Larry Fitzgerald, who's, you know, sort of hinted that he wants, you know, maybe a different player there, or a different person there, you know, better production there. They've got to be better than a 53% passing team, which they've been, and John Skelton's heating up. They've got Ryan Lindley, who I think could be a sleeper at the quarterback position as their 3rd guy. So Kolb has to play better. He can't be that skittish guy in the pocket, and I think the Boo Birds will come out early if he doesn't play well right away.
Seattle Seahawks went and got their free agent quarterback too, in Matt Flynn, and that's why Sidney Rice needs to pick it up this season.
Seattle, it just seems like the place where wide receivers go to die. Free agents come in and you know, with big names, and they come out with wounded egos, and that's really where Rice is right now. Concussions last season. He's had shoulder surgeries on each shoulder. He's got to step up and perform, and they didn't go get Flynn like you said if they didn't feel like they had the big play guy in Rice to help them out. They now have Kellen Winslow at tight end, multiple weapons across the field. Rice could have a very big season if he stays healthy, but he's got to prove his doubters wrong too.
In St. Louis, the Rams had their shot at Robert Griffin III, but they already had Sam Bradford. He's even more in the crosshairs this year.
New coaching staff, a lot of expectations, but it is a big rebuilding program. You know, I hedged on this one a little bit. I could have gone in a different direction, maybe Steven Jackson, but to me, Bradford coming off a really poor season, carrying that injury tag from college. Last season was banged up several times, different injuries. He's got to be able to be healthy and be the leader they drafted him to.
All right, for 32 players in the crosshairs for every team in the NFL, see Eric's columns at ProFootballWeekly.com.